What's going on, Stay Fit Nation? I want to congratulate you for starting your membership today. I'm Campbell, and today we're breaking down squat progression. Let's get into it. You always want to start with a good warm-up. When working with squats, my recommendation is to start with the hip complex. A good exercise to warm up the hip is the hip rotation. So you want to put your hands on something like a bar on the Smith machine, or use the wall for balance. You just want to bring the knee up, and we're going to do 10 rotations in, and then we'll do 10 rotations out on each leg. So we'll switch legs here. 10 rotations in, 10 rotations out. All right, team, getting into the barbell squat. The biggest mistake I see in the gym is people loading up too much weight on the bar that they cannot handle properly. So I want you to set your ego aside, get a good weight that you can handle, and do a good proper squat. So getting into it with Greg here, he's going to push the hips back, sit down in a good squat motion. See his heel is planted into the floor. He's going to explode up through the floor and finish in the starting position again. He's pushing back in the hips, getting down into a good squat motion. His heel is staying planted in the floor. Good neutral spine here, and he's driving through the floor, getting back into the starting position. All right, guys, it's okay if your strength and technique is not where it needs to be to complete a proper squat. Here are a couple exercises to help you perfect your squat technique. The first one is going to be a modified squat. So we're going to get with a Smith machine or a barbell like we did before. So we're going to hold our hands here on the bar for balance. Make sure our toes and knees are pointed forward. We're going to start with our hips again, push back, sit down in a seated motion. Make sure our heels are still planted in the ground, and return to squat position. Again, start with the hips, push back, sit down in seated motion, get down as deep as you can, and drop through the floor. All right, guys, once you have perfected the modified squat, it's time to transition into the box squat. The box squat is to help involve your hips and make sure you're sitting back and the weight is on your heels. So once we begin, we're going to stand 2 or 3 inches away from the box, feet and knees pointed forward. We're going to start with the hips again, sit down into the seated position, tap the box, and return to starting position. Again, knees pointed forward, feet pointed forward, hips back, sit down, drive through the floor, and getting back to starting position. All right, guys, once we have perfected our technique, it's time to add a little weight. So now we're going to go transition into the dumbbell squat. So we're going to put our weight on our shoulders here. Again, we're going to start at the hips, sit down in the squat position, and with the added weight here, you want to make sure your knees are not pointed inward or outward. We're staying above the ankle here. So we're going to return to starting position, and one more, Greg. See how he's seated down above the ankle in a good parallel position, returning to starting position. All right, guys, to recap today's video, we want to start with a proper warm-up. We want to keep the heels planted, knees over the ankle, a neutral spine, and staying within your weight range. Also, if you have any questions, make sure you ask a professional. Stay Fit Nation, to get your complimentary session with me, email me at drcampbell7@yahoo.com. Thanks.